Hey folks, Christian here, and you're listening to an NC Cutting Edge Counseling production. NCCEC is a trauma therapy practice based in North Carolina. Learn more at NCCEC.com. That's NCCEC.com. Content warnings and where to find us will be found in the episode description. Welcome to the show.
I just started rewatching Daredevil.
Oh yeah, I heard they're making a new show. It's gonna. Oh man, who's that actor they're going to have play? His name, Bullseye. I think it was.
I think Paloma Diamond was going to do it.
It's true. Paloma Diamond was going to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the greatest roles she's ever done.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because I don't normally see her in that type of role.
No, you really don't.
Normally, really into dramas and high energy pieces. But
she's really trying to get that Oscar. Yeah,
like rom-coms,
long form military documentaries.
Yeah, she's
wasn't she in Band of Brothers?
Yes, she played a supporting role in Band of Brothers.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, speaking of supporting roles, I had to stop and I was like, nope, we're going too off the rails. I don't know how I'm going to come back from this.
See, that's what you do. You just got to jump in when it makes sense.
And the episode begins now.
Yep. Speaking of supporting roles, I am here. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Mindscapes and Magic.
What
My
up?
name is Casey Gibson, he, him pronouns, and I'm still the dungeon master of our magical misadventures. I'm joined, as always, by our wonderful cohort of people.
Haley Ronstad here, she, they pronouns. I'm the therapist on the podcast, playing Eldon or Elle, he, they pronouns. He is Woody Harrelson hot and a half-elf witch who is dipping their toes into some darker magic.
Ooh. I like that we're starting to get, there's like a lot of people from the Hunger Games that Eldon looks like. Because we've had Josh Hutcherson, Woody Harrelson, I think those are the only two so far.
Yeah, I think those are the only two.
So far.
PETA.
I am Jason Wyde, he, him, and I will be bringing to life Gavrak Seville, blood of gods, skin of dragons, heart of mortals, and no true sense of self.
How was your drive into work today, Gavrax?
It was uneventful.
No weird train things happened?
There was a commotion on a couple of cars back, but I did not pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, again, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Glad to have you.
We know you're very busy.
Very happy to be here.
Thank you for filling in for Jason this episode. It's really
yes,
beneficial.
I know. He is very busy. I have to fill
Honestly,
in.
we like you better, so it actually works out.
I like me better, too.
You would say that.
Yeah, first-time caller, long-time listener here, Derek Rogers, and I have a question for Gavrax, if he's in the room with us.
Yes, I am here.
How did it feel to your first time in 40 years meeting people and immediately be thrown into a circle holding hands, talking to gods?
It was the god thing, not too much fun, but the contact, the human contact was great.
To feel the touch of another person.
So touch-starved.
I didn't realize I was as touch-starved as I was. I want to suck your blood. I'm Christian.
Why do you always drink when it's about to be your intro?
Because I forget every single time. I'm Christian Snyder. I'm playing Alexander Mish Kamian, the Ruckus Rapscallion with a heart of gold.
Well, piggybacking off of the I Want to Suck Your Blood episode ended with Kadima talking about
Big
sucking
suck
off. The What's in the Box ended with Kadima talking about sucking off Gavrax.
His god power.
Yeah. You don't have to clarify. Yeah. You can call it whatever you want to call it.
Little column A, little column B.
No.
We don't know yet. He hasn't rolled.
Little column B.
You're right, I haven't rolled.
No.
God, last episode, Gavrax and
Vadon.
Yeah, my brain died for a second. Gavrax and Vadon woke up in the Mage Keep Library, had a quick conversation with Zelda before making their way to the Silver Coin Inn, where they met with the rest of the party. We learned a little bit about Vadon's backstory, where he was apparently from the Astral Sea from a time that is not the current time. That's all we know. So you guys met and talked a little bit, got to know each other a little. Then we conducted a seance led by Eldon, which ended in success. Who's to say? Contact was made, Eldon got some new ink, and you all were blown apart by the eruption of magic that happened in this room. We're going to pick up right there.
Ow.
Oh, this is a lot of fun.
What did we accomplish with this?
We didn't say goodbye.
Goodbye.
I do not think we had a chance. I have not had this much fun in a long time.
Rosemary's on the bed. Man, that was wild.
Is this what you are all normally getting into?
So,
We're something of trendsetters. We do cool stuff like this all the time.
I could get used to this.
Hey, Eldon.
Yep.
Take a look at your right arm.
I'd prefer to not.
There's something weird there.
Yeah, I felt something pretty painful and weird happening.
Do you mind if I take a look at it?
Nope.
Did y'all hear that?
I'll grab it with my left hand.
Yeah. Also, Eldon is still wearing Isidore's robe. I never
Incredible.
changed.
Has not gotten fully dressed
Yeah.
yet.
You
So
got decent, but not,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
fully
yeah,
dressed.
take Eldon's hand in my left hand, and I'm just looking over the new markings.
Your hand's cold.
Yeah, we kept the AC on last night.
The fan was on. As you look at Eldon's arm, you see from like their fingertips, you can even see like thorns like underneath their fingernails, and like these thorns and vines just coming all the way up their arm. You move the robe up a little bit, you'll see they go all the way up to the shoulder.
Do you mind if I look further? I'm not just gonna lift Eldon's shirt up.
Go ahead.
Go take the sleeve of
my
robe
robe.
off.
Yeah. Yeah, I could like shimmy my arm out of it.
Yeah, and you see it ends like right at the like joint of the shoulder. And as you're looking and see it, you almost see them like move and shift slightly before settling. And there's in certain places you can see like drops of blood coming down Eldon's arm, almost as if the thorns were trying to pierce through the skin.
And my arm being held by Kadima, Eldon is comfortable. Feels a little safer to look at it.
Do you feel any pain with this?
It's a little sore, but not really pain anymore.
I want to try something if you're willing.
Okay.
I put my right hand on it.
I love it.
You touch Eldon's right arm, and you get this, like, more than with Gevrax, you feel this, like, shock run through you. You feel your arm, like, you feel your hand involuntarily grasp onto Eldon's arm a little bit harder. The vines kind of start shifting, and you hear this voice in your head. This is not for you. Before your contact breaks and something like pushes your hand away.
So that's what that does.
What happened?
When we were sitting around in the circle, once Gevrax came into contact with my hand, there was like a shock, and I felt like a pull towards him in this arm. And when I just touched your arm, also sorry I grabbed you so hard. That wasn't intentional.
That part felt kind of good.
Echelon talked to me
What?
and said that whatever this is in your arm is not for me. I wasn't trying to take anything, but I think. Hey, Gevrax.
Yes.
Come and dap me up.
Gladly.
Predator, fucking dap up.
Gevrax, roll me a charisma saving throw.
Okay. I'm gonna use the Gav die. That's 24.
24. As your guys' hands make contact, you feel for a second, Gevrax, like there's some energy that's like an energy transference. Like for a second, you can feel like your arm getting warmer, like heat moving up into your hand. And you hear a voice. Oh. Seems you're finally awake. We will have words later. Before you can feel just the magic receding back and up, and the contact again, you kind of just feel this short like shock before the contact breaks.
Did I hear that voice, or was that just
Gav?
Okay.
You felt like you could feel like the transference of energy like starting, like you could feel your arm starting to get hot, but then...
And then somebody canceled the transaction.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So I didn't feel anything there. Like I felt like a pull, like I was pulling something from you.
Oh, I definitely felt something. I heard something. Not just something. He knows I'm back.
He?
Yes, Tenebris, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. He is who I draw some of my power from.
So we have Tenebris, Echelon, and Abyssia.
And not gods you normally see in connection with each other. This is very unusual.
Kind of want to try something else.
What do you want to try?
Hey, Eldon.
Yeah?
Gevrax.
Duh.
I'm gonna just put my hand out, and can you guys both grab onto my arm?
Smack my hand on top of yours, like in a jovial way, not hard or anything. I'm like, let's fucking go.
I'm gonna like smoothly slide my hand up both of your arms.
Alden and Gav, make me charisma saving throws. Kadima, make me a wisdom saving throw.
That was almost a natural one, but it bounced over to a natural 19 for a 27.
12.
You said a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, wisdom save.
9.
You,
Jesus.
Gevrax, when you put your hand in the middle, you just feel the warmth of a hand beneath yours. You don't feel any transference or anything like that begin to start. You almost feel like Tenebris has
Locked that down, basically.
locked that for the moment.
Yeah.
Eldon, you feel your arm starts getting like burning hot, like to right beneath the point where it starts to like hurt. And Kadima, you feel the same. And as that heat builds and builds and builds, you both hear the sound of glass shattering, and Kadima is launched back into the wall behind you and takes 11 points of damage.
Ooh.
Are you okay?
Oh my god. That, oh, fuck.
What happened?
I don't think they like to talk to each other.
This time I did not feel a thing.
Eldon, what did you feel?
Well, my arm started getting really, really hot, and then I heard this like glass breaking sound.
I heard that as well, and felt that as well. Got it. They don't like to cross streams.
I quite enjoy
Most things
piecing
don't.
off the gods. This has been quite thrilling.
Vadon is just kind of in the corner, like, about you kind of fell like in front of him, and he's just like, you were only very interesting group. I'm sorry, I'm uninformed. I ask what it is you're doing. The ritual, and I've seen necromancy before, it is not preferred among my culture, that's why I sat out, but this touching of hands, is that a ritual here in these times? That reaction as it gestures to Kadima. Typical.
Not typical, but it is pretty customary here. Would you like to be a part of this?
Will I be thrown into a wall?
I think I will, but I think you're safe.
I mean, I don't think there's any way to for sure know.
They'll reach out and kind of like grasp your like wrist in like an old style handshake.
Yep, I do the same as well with my right hand.
You grasp it and you don't. Roll me another wisdom saving throw. Yeah.
Ooh, is he touched by the gods?
That is an 11.
With the 11, you've obviously touched people with this right arm before since you've gotten it. You know, not just other people touched with the gods, but, you know, attacking Samuel in the library.
Ripping his spine out.
And you can't place it, but when you touch Vadon, it is a different feeling that you felt from any person that you've come in contact with. It is this absence of something.
See, we're fine.
Okay.
If nobody said it, welcome to the Prime Material.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm very much looking forward to figuring everything out. But I thank you. And he kind of bows. It's like, I appreciate your kindness and for taking me in however long you choose to accept me.
I will bow back and it kind of seems like you're stuck with us, which is kind of fun, but I'm also sorry that it's us and you're thrown into the middle of all this.
You all do seem to have a lot going on. But
Gavrax is gonna walk up and like clap him on the shoulder. It is okay, friend. We are new to this group, and we will get through it together.
I think you are all very kind. I have not had much experience with the Prime Material, but this is a good start.
I'm also hoping that my other friends, whether I know them or not, can also help, or at least give you more information about getting home.
That would be great. So is there more ritual touching that needs to happen?
I mean, we have all been pretty stressed lately. We could do more ritual touching, but
What does that even do?
you wouldn't be included.
What does that even do?
What do you mean?
How is what we've been doing relieve stress?
I was talking about a different kind of ritual touching.
I'm just gonna
Mish.
put left hand on
Gross,
Misha's
like,
shoulder.
Gross lands on Misha's head. Yeah, what does that mean?
It's okay, Gross. You know about this, but I don't think we need to go into it for your ears right now.
And with my hand on Misha's shoulder, I just gotta look over at Eldon and I just give him a very weak thumbs up, like
With your right hand?
with my right hand. And then
Gross just starts crawling across Misha's head. Are you feeling less stressed? That's working?
Nothing's changing.
Okay. Flutters away. All right. So yeah, is there anything else you guys want to do? It's at this point we'd say it's about like midday-ish, something like that, about 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, your meeting is after dark.
Mm-hmm. I do want to cast Healing Word on Kadima and say, I'm sorry that our arms don't like each other.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and read out New Healing Word for us? And,
New Healing Word. A creature of your choice that you can see within range regains hit points equal to 2d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, plus 7.
Buffies.
You can use higher level spell slots. The healing is increased by 2d4 for each spell slot above level 1.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
This will be a level 1, so.
Yeah, it'll be...
It is doubled across the board on all things.
Yeah, that's insane.
Which is terrifying to think about.
So 2d4. 5.
Ooh.
9.
9 points. Almost back to full.
Back to full. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Eldon. I don't think that it was our arms that didn't like the connection.
Fair enough.
All right. And with that, the day slowly moves on. You guys, talk, get acquainted with these new people more. Just a nice vibe. You guys can get lunch in the tavern, or if you choose to go out somewhere. Though, of course, 2 of you are wanted. But the day passes with no complications.
I think it would take Vadan to go and get food outside of the tavern to go and bring it back. But I specifically want to bring him so that we can just go walk through the city so he can see what this is like, kind of just let him get out of just being in this room and see the world.
Yeah, and you see he very much is like a tourist, is just looking around, seeing things. This is a beautiful city, even compared to the cities that I once saw. They were grander in scale, but there is a charm about this place that a feeling of living in the now that I'm not used to. And you also see just kind of, as you guys are walking through town, there are definitely some heads turning at his appearance. It looks like, nobody's used to seeing Githyanki before. So there's a couple head turns, people you can hear whispers what is that? What? Just speculations as you guys go about, but no one accosts you or anything like that. You just notice out of your periphery people pointing, but he doesn't seem to take any notice of it.
Yeah, so if he doesn't bring it up, I'm not gonna say anything about it. I'll just let people be. What kind of food do you like? Have you seen anything here that we're walking past that is it the same? I'm sorry if this is coming across as ignorant, but
no, it is not. A question out of ignorance does not deem ignorance necessarily. I've never had the food here on the prime material before, but it is different yet the same. On the astral sea, there are great beasts that we would hunt and gather for food, great worms and what we would call great mammalian creatures that swam through the sea that we would hunt. And he stops at a stand selling fish and stuff. They smelled similar when cooked to whatever these may be. So different foods, but
kind of chicken of the astral sea.
I've heard of these chickens.
Yeah, we should. To
tell you the truth, everything smells quite appealing. If I have not eaten in, we don't know how long.
Yeah, that is true.
At least one day.
All right, let's bring everybody back some food, and maybe we'll take a couple of different streets so you can see a different side of the city as we go back.
Thank you for taking the time to show me around.
You brought up earlier asking if I was a soldier. I'm assuming you are as well? You carry yourself like one.
Yes, I was part of the Royal Guard on my ship. My job was to guard our queen. A mission that I fear that I have failed.
Yeah. I know the feeling. It's not a fun one to carry, especially in your circumstance as well.
Do you serve in the military of this place?
No, I serve in Avalrest, up to the northeast.
Another name of a place that did not exist. Gone for far too long. Seems both my world and this one have changed significantly.
Yeah, they it's day to day. There's constant change, which is good, but can also be hard to adapt to.
These decimations that you all speak of, do you know when the next one is?
About 10 months from now.
Very little time.
How long is 10 months to you? Like how many days would that be?
About 300 days or so. The time moves similarly in the astral sea as the prime material. It is the distances that differ greatly. What might take a week travel to get from one place in the astral sea to another might only take a day or two if you were to cut through the prime material.
Leap year. Mess with that too.
So kind of the prime material kind of acts as like a, well, I guess like a wormhole.
Yes, similar to such things.
Like if you were to take a piece of paper and fold it and then punch through the paper.
That is exactly as it was explained to me when I first boarded my first ship.
I mean, that's starting to make a little bit more sense. Also, I can't wait to tell Misha that I was right.
So, these decimations, they are brought on by these gods you all reference.
Yeah, the 10 deities that kind of rule over the as I understand it, the sort of emotional realms of our day-to-day lives. They every 100 years come through and just wholesale eradicate 10% of the population. It's random, so I guess there's that. There's no rhyme or reason why these things happen, but it's been different each time. I heard the last one, there were these monsters made of shadows that ripped people apart. In previous years, there were giant beams of light coming down from the sky. There's been it's random. There's no way to prepare for it. There's no way to stop what's happening, and there's no way to know if you're gonna make it. Some people are lucky enough to be born in, the wake of the decimation and die before the next one comes. I think those are the lucky ones.
It's a terrible and terrifying existence of these 10 are the same ones that assaulted my home. Well, we might find ourselves with a common purpose. I failed to protect my people. The least I can do is avenge them, whatever way I can.
I can empathize with that sentiment.
For a good Got you all. The hand on your shoulder.
I appreciate it. That's not often how it feels. But, you know, how following orders goes.
That I do. Let's go get some food. You guys make your way back. Return with various assortments of, like, cooked fish and beef and, you know, chicken and vegetables, all kinds of, like, a plethora of food. Just mark off, like, 5 or 6 silver off of your character sheet. And yeah, you guys can move forward with the rest of the day unless someone had anything else.
I can't think of anything. No.
All right.
Good.
Eldon will change into normal clothes now.
Must be said.
Before the big meeting.
Yeah, gotta get dressed up before the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as night falls, you see the sun goes down, the blue lanterns of Breton start lighting up the street. You guys can start making your way towards the center of town.
I will follow your lead. I have not been in contact in quite some time. So, while I do have connection with them, you have more recent connections.
I will also, of course, follow your lead. Rosemary's like, hey, don't worry, I'll lead.
Actually, Rosemary, I think that this would probably be a good time for you to get in the bag again.
All right, I'll lead from the back. It's fine. And
Yeah.
they'll climb up and start growing over your backpack again, grow some lights on your shoulder.
We're ready.
All right, let's do this.
How did you guys begin moving through the city? You go, honestly, in the same general direction of where the Mage Keep Library is. You actually kind of pass it going into the center of the city proper here, where to the north of like the city square that you're at, you can see the giant cathedral to the 10 off into the distance, looming over the city. Off to the east, you can kind of see what seems to be the city hall type area, just this big marble white building. Off to the west, you kind of see like a merchant district similar to that, and the east is where you came. The south is where you came from, where it's more like textile, working class, that type of area. But you move into the city square. Everyone roll me perception checks.
13.
13.
Also 13.
13.
Natural 20, 25.
25.
So big.
8. But my passive is 11.
Only took a year.
Yeah, there we are. You're learning. So, you're all walking. Nothing seems out of place. Kadima, you kind of clock that even though it's nighttime, like even when you guys were making your way towards the Mage Keep 2 nights before, there were still, some people like on the streets, going about their business, drunks hopping from tavern to tavern, people, going home late from late shifts and things like that. But as you move into the city square, you notice that there is no people moving around. It is completely empty. And you see a person up on a rooftop that looks to be just cloaked figure keeping overwatch. Down below them, you see standing in like an alleyway, somebody kind of drift out, notice them, and nod at you before like dipping back into the shadows. And before you see a manhole cover in the middle of the road, just slightly askew, just as Civ told you.
So I will relay this with no words to the rest of the group. I'll point up to the rooftop alleyway, just kind of making everybody aware that there's nobody around except for the people that are telling us where to go, essentially. And then I will make my way to the manhole cover. I'll lift it up and wait for everyone to go in.
Eldon's gonna look down at the sewer hole and go, okay, and get down in.
I'll get you a beer after this one, Eldon.
It is okay.
Hold you to that.
I can clean us when we get where we are going.
I will also hold you to that.
I'll drop down.
Me and Noah just jump on in.
I had New Ways with us too. Jesus Christ.
Me and her have just been stealthing behind because I've got the cloak up, the hood up, so
Nice.
harder to be seen.
You guys got a full party. Full party. Yeah, Vadon moves down in with you guys.
Put the manhole cover fully back on when I go down.
And you were greeted with immediate darkness and the overwhelming scent of sewer, just stale water and the terrible things that we don't want to think about, but is there.
Can everybody see?
I can't see shit.
I can see a little bit.
No.
Gavrax goes,
Svitlo.
and orb of light alights on his fingertip.
Is this better?
It works.
Eldon's gonna kind of like jump onto Kadima and go, ew, 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 something touched me. It moved.
It's just one of Gross's cousins.
Can I make a perception check?
Yeah, make a
See
perception check.
What moved? 7.
7. You don't see what moved, but just about 10 feet away from you, you just hear a large splash into water.
See, something is in here.
Yeah, us.
Do you want to hop on my back?
I mean, if you're offering, yes.
You're just manhandling Eldon,
So
Rosemary.
yeah.
Gross is like, I strangely feel very at home. That sounds right.
Do my best with my 9 strength.
You're struggling, but you can make it work. So yeah, you guys get down. You're immediately, but like, you know, calf deep in water that you really don't want to look down and see what color that water is. But as you get down, you kind of come down into immediately, like, there's 2 directions to go off of, just long, dark tunnels. But straight ahead of you, rolling over that, like, nat 20 perception check, you see just a slight, very small, like, through the muck and grime, this small arrow pointing off to the right.
I think we're supposed to be going to the right here.
All right.
Can
lead the
I look at this and tell if it is actually a Varia sign?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, no roll needed. You look and see this is a sign they use. It's not quite an arrow. It's like a weird, like, if you didn't know what to look for or weren't trying to look for something, you would just be like, oh, something scraped up against here or something like that. It almost looks like a scribble, but it's pointing in a direction.
Yeah, it's not like quite carved out, but it's like it's just weird enough, like impressions in the stone to where it forms an arrow if you're looking for it.
Yep.
Yes, this is the correct direction.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we go to the right here. Gavrax, have you been to this meeting area before?
Meeting areas tend to change, not all the time, but it's been in almost 40 years. I can only imagine this has changed, but I can tell their symbols.
Okay. I was just curious if you had been to this one.
I have not. Okay. I have been to Braden probably, let's see, it's 40 years there, about 70 years ago.
Gotcha.
From now.
What about from now?
It's 70 years and 7 seconds.
Yeah.
And you almost start moving down the
Gavrax loves this fucking, like...
Kadima has a weird fixation with time now.
Yeah.
Like, is it fully thrown off by time?
He's like, I need to know.
Gotta find the time wizard.
Yeah, you all start moving down these tunnels. As you start moving, they start kind of widening out in different places where you kind of see, like, if you peek up, you can see faint light shining through other manhole covers as you start moving. Smell doesn't get better, but at a certain point, you're only like ankle deep or so as you start moving what feels like north. You start moving in a direction. You guys come to another intersection. This one goes off to the right, the left, and then straight ahead of you. Go ahead and give me perception checks.
Oh. 16.
16.
14.
14.
11 again.
11.
That's going to be a crit for a 23.
Oh, another crit.
Yeah.
This time, Mish, you're the one that sees the symbol just carved out right at the entrance to this crossway, and it's pointing you forward.
They changed the placement of it, and they made it
Lower.
a lower mark. And Misha's like, guys, it's here.
Perfect Mish level.
Walking chest high in the.
Oh
in
my
the mud.
God.
Or are you on Nue?
No.
No.
We're walking side by side.
You don't care.
That's
I wouldn't
gross.
force her to walk in a place I
Oh,
would.
yeah, good question. What is the marching order?
I think I came down the manhole last, but the last checkpoint I was in front.
Giverax is right in the middle because he has the light.
Gotcha.
I'll be first.
Yeah.
I'm riding
Kadima,
Kadima,
so-
so
On my back.
Nope. That's another tip.
That's for the after dark.
Yeah, that's
what's
how,
in the box.
That's how Mindscapes and Magic's only fans. Fan artists get to it.
or the tumbler.
The tumbler, yeah, everything goes to the tumbler. Yeah, you guys continue on. At this point, you've been traveling for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Continues kind of winding and curving. It stops being like straight as you can kind of feel like it's curving around like bigger buildings and things like that, infrastructure in the city. Mm-hmm. You get to this next intersection, and go ahead and give me one more perception check.
Yeah, terrible this time. 9.
9.
11 again.
Oh my god!
Jeez.
Wow, the 11s.
23.
23.
17.
17. So this time,
23, 19.
Kadima and Mish both about the same time managed to point out this symbol.
I say it like a split second before me.
Yeah, split second. This one's gesturing you off into the left. And you start moving. At this point, the sewage seems to have lessened. You're able to kind of walk on the sides of the path and mostly stay out of it. The smell is starting to lessen a little bit more. This seems to be... It almost feels like you're starting to get closer to where a river might be passing nearby, because there's water mixed in with all of the sewage, but it's kind of clearing out these tunnels here. But as you take this left and start walking about 5 minutes down this tunnel, you start hearing this this grinding of stone. And up ahead, you hear this the skittering, the sound of something skittering across stone, but something large. And out of what looked to be a wall beforehand, you see a massive claw kind of peer into the tunnel, another claw, as this massive scorpion starts climbing out of the wall, turns to face all of you. Let's go ahead
Can I try to put my hand over Gevrax's finger
You can.
and snuff out the light?
I mean, I can drop it with a thought, but yeah, I mean, if you grab my finger, I'll drop it.
Because I think we saw it before with our
Yeah,
perception
roll
checks,
me-
if we could.
Yeah, roll me a roll initiative.
21.
21. So you managed to basically alert Gevrax to drop his light right before this thing notices you all. But let me check something real quick. You drop the light. It crawls out, you drop the light.
Mm-hmm.
You sit there for a moment, 2, before you see it. Well, whoever has dark vision sees it. Continue
see it.
scurrying off in your direction towards you, Gaul, as it has blind sight out to 60 feet.
Fuck.
It is still coming.
Roll initiative.
Did I roll another initiative?
Now keep the one you rolled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, Jesus fucking Christ. Terrible.
So what was your roll, Kadima? It was 20...
21.
21.
21.
Mish, what'd you get?
25.
25.
Did you crit?
18.
Eldon, what'd you get?
13.
13. And Geverax, what'd you get?
About 7.
That was 7.
About 7. Mom.
I rolled terribly.
And there we are. So, yeah, this giant scorpion is taking up most of this tunnel as it just starts barreling towards you all. But you all did get the jump on it, so we've got Mish up with... We have all of you up before the scorpion goes.
Well, I can't see it.
It was a good gamble. It was a good try.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it didn't have blindside, it would have worked.
Yeah.
So I'm going to voluntarily swap with Geverax.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Using my alert feat to allow someone who can make light get up before all of us.
Yep, light is not concentration. Yes, absolutely. I will definitely use my first turn for this. No, I will.
I'm boned regardless. If I can't see, this thing has advantage on me.
No, I know. You guys not being able to see is terrible. Am I the only one that can see, or can you?
I can see.
You
Yeah,
can see.
Eldon
Okay.
can see too.
Still, half the party can't see. That's not ideal.
Can Vidan see?
That's a good question. I actually don't know that off the top of my
I
head.
believe
I think
so.
I think so.
Can the hippo
Pause for
people?
Reddit.
I was saying GIF.
GIF.
I would also like to have hopped down.
Yeah.
Dropping is a free action.
You don't want to fight from the back of Kadima?
I don't
Yeah, I
want
think-
you to
I
be
think
hindered by.
When we saw this thing,
Yeah.
I was already like,
Yeah.
Nope, does not have
Sitting
dark
down.
vision.
Wow.
So
Okay, yeah.
Gone
So
down.
over half the party can't see.
Yeah.
No, 100%. First thing, so it's my turn, right? 'Cause we
Yeah.
swapped. Okay. First thing that Geverax does is he reaches out his left hand and bonus action summons his glaive.
What does that look like?
So he reaches out his hand, and Eldon's the only one that can see this, but reaches out his hand and kind of holds it off to the side in like I'm about to grab something, and then like this tiny like pop, just a small pop, and this glaive kind of like appears and starts to fall, and I like grab it, and it has kind of like a shimmery aspect to it. Like it's not all there, but it is. It's physical. It became physical, but it's like it's kind of got this weird like shimmery vibe to it. And when it pops into my hand, Geverax goes Svitlo again, and the tip of the glaive lights up.
So the light comes up. You all can see the scorpion now about 15. Whereas before it was about 30 feet in front of you, it's now about 15 feet. Just claws leading.
fuck!
Geverax will stay put right in the middle. And that's my turn. Bonus action,
Alright.
action, no movement.
Gotcha. All right, next we got Kadima up with Eldon on deck.
Sweet. So I will, with the fun new stuff that I have now,
New stuff.
as I'm setting Eldon down, I'll reach back behind me and grab one of the 2 spears that I have on my back, and I'll pull the first one out, and I'm going to throw it right at it.
Ooh, hell yeah. All right, go ahead and roll an attack.
So, that is a 12.
Ooh, a 12 is not gonna hit. You throw this spear and it just bounces off the chitin of this thing. And
Yeah,
you
it's
just
the
see it
wrong
just-
angle.
Its mouth like opens up, and you just see these rows of like insectoid teeth.
Yeah. Well, that didn't work. I'll grab the next one, and then I'm gonna sprint forward at it, and I'm going to take it and try to like come underneath and stab upwards, like on its underside. Because I'm gonna run in, like dive through the pincers and try to get up underneath it.
All right, go ahead, roll that second attack, level 5, baby.
Yeah.
Did you go lower?
I did. That's 10.
Combat rolls.
That is a 10.
So yeah, you go to like slide underneath this scorpion, but unfortunately it just swings out and like catches you with its claw, just not enough to actually hurt you, but enough to knock you off course. You ended up sliding into the wall, missing the shot.
This is... I don't know how to use weapons. Okay, so I will spend a focus point to do flurry of blows. So I'll have the spear in my one hand, and I'm gonna plant the spear down and kick up with both of my feet.
Ooh, okay.
Balancing on the spear. The first one is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 is definitely gonna hit.
And then the second one is a dirty 20.
Both hit.
Sweet. For that first one, I also spend a second focus point to do stunning strike.
Oh no.
Yeah, buddy.
Here we go.
That bitch. Stun.
It is a con save.
Con save. That is it's a 5.
Ooh. That is a fail, so it is stunned.
Stunned. Oh my god.
What does
Brutal.
stun do?
So on a failed save, the target has the stunned condition until the start of my next turn. So the stunned condition is a new condition, I think, right?
I mean, no.
It's the same one.
They may have changed it, though.
You're incapacitated. You automatically fail strength and dex saves, and attack rolls against you have advantage.
Huge.
Let's go.
Huge.
Let's go.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you catch this thing like right in its what would be the jaw of a scorpion and just manage to do like rocket. You see it like you kick it so hard that it almost lifts off of its front feet for a second before landing down, and its head just starts like swaying back and forth, and like the basilisk from Harry Potter, just swaying.
And it was a total of 9 damage.
9 damage.
Hell yeah.
And I will yell back. It's stunned for a second. If you got something to hit it hard with it now.
Good.
That is my turn
Fantastic.
How long does
turn.
the stun last?
until the start of my next turn. So,
Okay.
Whole round.
So for everybody else to go and it not to go.
yep.
Huge. All right, we got Eldon up next.
So I want to cast my apathy hex.
Okay, read out apathy for us.
One creature you can see within range makes a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes indifferent about creatures of your choice that it is hostile towards. The indifference ends when the target takes damage or is forced to make a saving throw. When the spell ends at the end of your next turn, the creature's attitude returns to normal.
Okay.
Okay.
So charisma.
Charismatic.
This super charismatic giant scorpion.
Yep.
That is a 5 minus 4 for a 1.
A dirty 1.
Dirty 1.
Incredible.
An adjusted Uno.
So it couldn't move, but you could tell this thing was pissed off and angry. Now it looks a little more calm. It looks indifferent, if you will. It looks stunned and indifferent.
Fuck yeah.
Good turn. Any bonus action or movement from Eldon?
Can I do both? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use my cackle as a bonus action, which extends the duration of my hex by 1 round.
Okay.
So it's indifferent towards us for 2 rounds. So I'm going to yell, "Don't attack it. It doesn't seem to care about us. Let's go." And then I'm going to run.
All right.
That is the cackle. It's the yelling.
Now, For you two chuckle fucks.
For what?
Do you hit it at advantage or do we run?
We run. Eldon said I did something that made it not care about us. We run.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's your turn. You start running.
All right. I as always, I believe you, and then I will run past this thing because it's blocking the way we need to go.
All right. That's your turn. Full dash action.
Yep.
Cool. That's the scorpion's turn.
Yeah.
Stunned and apathetic.
I am an egregiously far distance away because that puts me at 140 feet that way.
Oh my god.
Sorry,
he's already there.
I'm 110 feet that way.
Do you want to use your full movement, or because you could go around the corner into something that we don't know what's up there? How far do you want to go?
That's true. I'll get 60 feet away.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, Gevrex.
Wait, did Bodon go?
Oh, yes. God, another NPC for me to remember a turn for.
Hey, you did this to yourself, buddy.
I did it to myself. I did. Vadon goes after Mish by true luck. It was like, oh, okay, I guess we're running, and puts up the bow and darts off after Mish. Dash action gets level with you with 60 feet. All right.
So me?
Yep. So Gevrax.
Yeah. So Gevrax is like, I have never seen magic like this. He like walks up to the scorpion and is just kind of like looking at it, like confused as hell. Like, this is really cool. He's like, I guess we run. And he's not gonna run, but he'll walk.
He himself will apathetically walk.
Yeah, I was like, all right, this is cool. And I mean, he'll go 60 feet.
Yeah.
But
leisurely.
Yeah. He's not running through this muck. Come on.
He's mall power walking.
Yeah.
Dude, there's you like walking, and then there's me that just jumped the entire distance.
Yeah. I'm like, this is cool. And like studying it on his way by. He's kind of like shuffling because I mean, Gevrax is a big dude.
Yeah.
He's like shuffling past the scorpion, like watching it just to make sure it doesn't like
Lash out.
Yeah. And he's like, this is pretty cool.
Gotcha. All right.
Now Kadima is left in the dark because it's only
I can't
40
see
feet
shit.
up.
You can see the light ahead. You can see that there is light ahead.
I see the light and then the silhouette of the scorpion in front of me between the light.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
What color is your light?
It is this one is just basic white light right now.
Okay.
It's easier to see by
Gotcha.
for this application.
Yeah, so I will dash action to get it. I'll go 70 feet.
70 feet, so just a little bit ahead of everybody else. With everybody running, if you all take full dash actions for the next turn, while this thing is still apathetic towards you, it can't catch up to you after that. So, I mean, if you guys keep running, we come out of initiative.
I mean, theoretically, Eldon could cackle once more.
Yeah.
And extend it for another round. And then we can definitely get away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I will do that.
absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you guys get away.
Bye, motherfucker.
Just
That was the
avoid the
cackle.
combat altogether.
As you all
Truly the
take
smartest
off.
thing we could do.
Yeah, as you take off in the distance, you just hear this, like, as it starts coming out of the alley, you just hear this, and echoing down the tunnels.
Doesn't know where its meal went. Gonna go find some easier prey.
Yep. And you all
Really need to get some exterminators down here.
You all continue traveling for another 15, 20 minutes. At this point, you kind of know where to look for these signs and how to direct you. There's only a couple more turns that you have to make before you come to. You turn like right down one of these tunnels and goes down about 20, 30 feet before it just stops at a wooden door.
Do we knock?
What was your procedure whenever you were dealing with them?
Sometimes knock, sometimes there's somebody in front of the door. It is always different.
I just want to get out of this gross tunnel.
So I'll knock on the door.
At the same time, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Knock, knock, knock.
We all do different knocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely doing shave and a haircut.
I do it at a different pitch tone, like a different rhythm.
Are we still in muck, or is this like?
It's at this point, it's basically cleared out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
by the time you turn down into this tunnel, there is no muck.
Okay. Yeah. So at that point, Gevrax walks up to Eldon and goes, "Prestigenist," and cleans you your legs, and then does the same thing to myself. Does anybody else need to be cleaned?
I'm already clean.
Kadima, would you like
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Prestigenist?
Thanks, Cav. You are a gentleman.
I despise being dirty.
So do I.
Vuldan?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Prestigenist.
Thank you. I will need to get some new clothes soon anyway. I don't think these fit in too well around here, but matters for another time.
Yeah, low-rise jeans are out.
Just got Janko jeans on.
Unironically, Janko jeans are coming back. Yeah. And
They
Echo.
are.
I do believe that
Trip pants.
Varia can help with that.
Excellent. And yeah, you guys all knock differently.
Gevrax isn't knocking because he's doing prestidigitation to people.
He's cleaning us as we're all just like...
And about a second after whoever knocks last, the door opens up a crack, and you all see a familiar face of Civ, who you met in the tavern. You know you didn't have to knock 4 times, right?
Oh, wait. Yeah, I guess so.
Well, we didn't knock 4 times. We all knocked once.
Yeah, even weirder. I was gonna open the door on the first one, but then you guys just kept going, so I figured I'd let you finish.
Look, there was a fucking scorpion in here and it's nasty. We
Oh, you
would
mean
like to come
scorpion.
inside.
Yeah. Come on, the boss will explain that. And yeah,
Good thing we didn't kill it.
they usher you inside. You pass through this doorway, and you immediately see like these lanterns up on the wall lighting this chamber. It looks like this big like antechamber that probably used to be like a basin of some sort for like water storage, but has been cleared out. You see furniture dotting the walls as they lead you through into another door that's straight ahead from where you entered at.
Assuming Civ is not somebody that I recognize.
Nah, Civ is probably like 19, 18.
Oh, okay, yeah, super young.
Yeah, Civ leads you through. He leads you through this doorway. It looks to go down like another long tunnel that's kind of been refashioned into a hallway. They go down this hallway about 15, 20 feet. You can see they're like counting their steps, and then go up along the wall. You can see them run their hand across it, find a stone, and like push it in. And a door, again, just slides open, and you come into another like big, like this one is like a well-furnished like where you go to like where you would put somebody that you're waiting on to like greet, like, okay, you come here, lounge here, I'll come get you when you're ready, like another antechamber kind of deal. Civ gestures to some couches and chairs. Yeah, if you guys just want to sit down for a minute, I'll go let the boss know that you're here, and yeah, shouldn't be but a couple minutes. There's drinks. Looks like you all already got cleaned up from your lovely excursion here. So,
Is there a cleaner way to get here in the future?
oh yeah, there's all kinds of ways to get here. Yeah. They sent you-
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They wanted to what's it called? Kind of put you to the test.
Jesus.
Make sure you can find your way here. You know, we don't want just anybody coming in here. But yeah, there's more than one entrance. I don't walk through the sewers.
Typical Varia.
Eldon's just going to get up and go to the drinks area.
Yeah, you guys see there's fresh water, ale, wine kind of laid out. There's assortment of like little like snacking food, a charcuterie board basically.
Charcuterie board.
Is there any kind of bartender or are they just like laid there?
Just laid out like there's a carafe of ale, a carafe of water, and a carafe of wine, and then some goblets laying around.
Oh, I could very much use some wine. It has been far too long.
Yeah, I owe Eldon a drink.
Yeah, about 15 minutes later, Civ opens the door. Yeah, if y'all want to come on in here, boss is ready for you.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah. You two. One part of the meeting, I let the boss know. Nice to meet you. My name's Siv.
I am Giverax. Well, I am new, but also not.
Weird. Okay. Gestures to Vadon. Yes, hello, my name is Vadon. I am new.
He is very new.
New to the area. Also weird. All right. Hey, boss said it was cool for y'all to come along, so yeah, everybody come follow me. I just needed to know how to introduce you. And they hold the door open for you, usher you all in. You all come into this beautiful, like, furnished... It's almost like an office, but think of like an office that's the size of like an office building. Like, it's massive. You can see just another water holding chamber that's just been fully cleared out. There's
Just this guy's office.
You just reclaimed a cistern.
yeah, exactly.
Jeez. Holy hell.
Yeah, massive like desk in the middle. There's like tapestries up along the walls, kind of hiding the just sewer walls. Basically, looks like there's been like wood paneling put in so you're not just walking on like sewers. It's all leveled out. And sitting behind the desk in this big plush chair, you see a halfling woman with tan skin. She's got short cropped hair that's shaved on one side. You can see on the side that it's shaved, you can see these like massive like scars kind of running down her face to a point like right over her eye, and you see her right eye is like milky white. She is leaned back and like puts her feet up onto the desk, and you see one of her legs is prosthetic. And she smiles, gestures towards a group of seats for all of you to sit in as Siv pulls up 2 more seats for Vadon and Gavarax. Well, it's very nice to meet all of you. Welcome to the Varia hideout. We'll start with introductions. My name is Veneranda. I'm something of the chapter leader of the Varia here in Bredon. Please, if you would, I'd love to be formally introduced to all of you.
I'm Elle. Hi.
Elle. You're much more beautiful than even the reports say.
Elle's gonna kind of like look away and blush a little bit because he's pissed off, but that was nice.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Stewing, but it's kind of like, no.
I am Gavarax. It is a pleasure to meet the leader of this faction.
And Gav, actually go ahead and roll me a history check with advantage.
I'm gonna need it.
Yeah.
The DC might not be high.
That is 17 minus 2, 15.
15. You've heard of Veneranda. You've never met her per se, but you know that even back when you were active, she was still the leader here.
That was going to be my question. If she was.
About the time you disappeared, she had just taken up the mantle of leadership here.
Veneranda, you said?
Yeah, that's right. You've heard of me.
I have. I was not part of this chapter, but, the leaders, they speak of each other.
Oh, are you Varia too?
I was, a kind of long story. Was trapped for the last 39 years.
Sounds pretty awful. We can get into some more of that here later.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Are you there?
My name is Kadima. I will
Kadima.
approach with the left hand.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, young Thorn. Smiles big.
And I'm Mish, and I'll bow deeply.
Pleasure to meet you, Mish. I know a little of your teacher, Isadora, correct?
That is correct.
Fun person.
Very.
I wish she'd officially join our ranks, but she likes to play coy, as it were. And you there, you're very interesting.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I get that all the time. Sorry.
God damn it. Yes, you as well are very interesting. I was actually referring to our other friend here, not the talking backpack.
Hey.
I'm sitting here.
Pretty rude, but all right. I do look like a
Smacks
backpack
the
right
hood
now.
of the table. I don't know.
God damn it. And God damn it.
Sorry. It was too good to pass up.
Vadon will nod, say, yes, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Vadon. I am, suffice it to say, I am not from around here. But thank you for welcoming me into your chambers. Yeah, it's good to meet all of you. God, what a motley crew here. Wasn't there was another one of you guys, wasn't there? The girl with the glasses, right? Civ, where's the girl with the glasses? Hey, she didn't show up. I don't know.
She's indisposed.
She chose to stay behind.
All right, well, doesn't evoke the most confidence in me, but at least she decided to stay behind before the meeting and not after. That would be a little suspect, but it's good to meet all of you. This is of course a little meet and greet. I know you all met Nevos. Well, I guess some of you met Nevos, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
She was very forthcoming.
Oh yeah, when you get to be her age and her level of power, you don't really have to hide too much. If someone doesn't knows something you don't want them to know, well, I've seen her eat people before.
At that, Evrax leans over to Eldon and is like,
Is that the hot dragon you were talking about?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's good to know.
So, you all, a couple of present company excluded, are the ones who faced off with the gods and survived.
You faced the gods already?
Kinda.
God.
It's like news to Evrax. He's like, wait, you guys just gotta
Yeah, we didn't
gloss over that one.
we didn't do the niche download.
He's like, whoa.
That explains a lot more of the connections and the slammed against the wall and all the stuff that happens this morning.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago now, so.
Old news.
It was a month and a half ago.
I would, love to hear a bit of the story from your own words. Of course, I've gotten my reports, but, it's nothing like the first-hand experience.
I too would like to hear this.
Niche, do you want to do the honors?
What information do you have so I know where to start?
Why don't you start with, heard you guys had some dreams, and go from there.
Okay, so it started with us obtaining a scale that is of an artifact level power. It belonged to some entity we later found out to be known as Nyx. This entity has the ability to influence dreams somewhat.
If you open the box
If you
that
open,
we had it in.
No. We'll start at the beginning. It has the capability of influencing dreams with or without the box that we originally had it in being open.
Sounds like
Because the
some,
first one.
Yeah, but once we got the lead box.
Well,
It wouldn't have
I will
happened.
get to the lead box.
Okay.
That is,
a contentious subject, I see.
it was a mistake I made. We thought to cover the box itself in lead, as that we know that can sometimes block out psychic or divination level of abilities.
Zelda knew that.
Correct. Correct. We then encountered a cult of the scale, or the cult, like
The discordant
the
one.
discordant wing, which worshipped Nyx in a different name than. End of the day, it was a cult that worshipped Nyx, whether or not they knew who Nyx was.
They sucked.
They did.
Cultists usually do.
Yeah.
They were working with a member of the Koldrun royal family, their seat on the council, which is something that we were not expecting either. And they assaulted my home after I had opened the box, thinking I could communicate with this entity, and that didn't go well for everyone.
We were buried alive.
I spent. I was shunted because while this assault was happening, I was in a different part of my home. I got teleported to the Astral Sea, and then to the Adiri Isles.
Oh, a bit of Isadora's trickery, I assume.
She loves contingencies. I then messed around with some pirates. An item that allowed Isadora to teleport me back to the middle of a fight that was happening between this member of the royal family who had communed with Nyx, so essentially gave her body over to this entity.
Let me pause you there for a second. You say you were gone.
Yes.
Turns to Eldon. What happened while this one was parading around with pirates in the Adiri Isles?
Well, after the tower came down, we kind of woke up in chains, and were threatened, and then we were brought to some freaky ceremony that woman was doing for Nyx, with Nyx, I don't know.
Interesting, and that's what you teleported into the middle of.
Correct. And in an attempt to stop what was going on, we attacked her, and that did not go well.
I was mostly trying to keep Craig alive.
Yeah.
Craig, that's the, you see she flips through a couple pieces of paper. This one, right?
Yeah.
And holds up Craig's wanted poster.
The brave,
Wanted.
vulnerable, beautiful man.
Quite a beautiful man. And he stayed on the boat, from what I hear.
Thank God.
Hey.
I mean, fuck. They're in my head.
Oh, well, we'll get to that here shortly. So, this battle went on. It went poorly for you all.
Yeah, it went bad, and then it got worse, and then it got worse again. One of our allies perished, and it summoned an entity known as the Shadow Weaver. What?
One of our allies?
I was moving on to the next part.
Okay.
And then another one of our allies used their connection to the god Abyssia to make a bargain to get us all out of there. In hindsight, I don't know if that was the right thing to do, but it's the thing that they did.
It was Thilda and Malik.
Yes.
Hilda and Malik, yeah. Thank you for that. The reports didn't give too many names, though, of course. The version they're telling the world are very different than what seems to have occurred.
Where?
Of course, you hear the stories. You killed Hilda, Nori, Serafina. What's the other one? Orlin as well. You guys, according to the reports, went on quite a spree.
No, Orlin was dead inside the thing, killed by the discordant scale.
Oh, trust me, I don't take much stock in
Discordant
the
wing.
official channels of information.
Thilda was
Fake
our
news.
friend.
Hilda was our friend.
From everything I know of them, they seemed like upstanding member of Cauldron Society, and you have my condolences for the losses that you all suffered.
Tears kind of welling up in Eldon's eyes. Thank you.
I am.
We then escaped via boat, and then arrived in Bredon, where we met. I point at Civ. Them. Actually, no, along the way. Our friend the dragon came and informed us of you guys and told us to meet up here.
Yes, okay. So-
And then we showed up here.
Oh, he's just gonna keep going, isn't
And
he?
then
Yeah.
we found those two in a magic mirror.
Huh.
And then
You skipped
here.
over Kadima joining us before the boat.
I was gonna just let him keep
Okay.
going.
well, I said, yeah, it's a
Wow.
lot.
I do have to say I'm quite impressed with, at least your story. And certainly you passed the little test of how capable you all are by bypassing our little pet there.
Which was fucked up, given that you know exactly what we've been through.
Is the goal
And-
to have people kill it, or just get around it in any way, shape, or form?
We're always interested in those that can improvise on the fly. However you chose to take care of it was no consequences. But if it took care of you on the way in, then
Then we weren't worthy.
I wasn't going to put it quite like that, but in so many words.
I think we'd proved our worth
Yeah.
time and time over.
Oh, yes, but it's so very different to hear stories of things versus being able to put eyes on them
So you were watching.
in so many ways.
This Varia, what we do is very dangerous. We have to be careful, and we have to make sure that new recruits are up to the task. It is sometimes can be a bit harrowing, but it is not without purpose.
And also, like Mish just proved, the stories versus the events that actually happened can vary pretty widely.
You understand. I extend my apologies for any duress that you were under in coming here. But as Gavarak stated, we do have to be very careful. Especially when there are those among us who have come in contact with those we fight in a very direct way.
I just think that we are doing y'all a favor by coming to this meeting and putting our trust in you. We were going on our mission to punch gods, with or without you.
Yes, but wouldn't you like more allies in your mission to punch gods, as you said?
It's the only way to get them back.
We seem to have done just fine thus far.
I will say, this test is nowhere near as stressful as mine was. Though that was 85 or so years ago. But
Hey, Grandpa, we don't compare traumas anymore.
I was not comparing traumas.
Oh, mine was so much worse before, back in my day.
Well, again, I extend my apologies, but this is the way we do things. You will, of course, not be surprised in such a way again.
I don't believe that, but okay.
I like you. So,
Most people do.
I can see why. So again, my name is Veneranda, and I do lead the Varia here. The reason we brought you all here, well, at least the two of you initially, but Gavarax here seems to be among our members already. And Mr. Thorne, well,
No, that's my father.
Kadima then.
Thank you.
We're unknown quantities, as well as our friend here, Voldon. But if we all seem to have a common enemy. We all want to see the gods brought down from their thrones. And as she says this, you can see her just kind of like stroking her face, like where the scars are. We all have our reasons for why we pursue what some think is an impossible task. So consider this an official invitation to join, work with. We're not so stiff as to require membership, but if you would do us the favor of working with us, there are very few people in this world that have encountered what you all have encountered. Your experience is much needed among here. So we would like to extend an invitation.
Why?
Well, like I said, there are very few people that have faced down an avatar of a god not within the pantheon. For one, this Nyx and this Shadow Weaver. But yes?
We didn't fight them. We were just in the same room as them.
But you encountered them.
As much as anybody encounters a cat walking down the street. We didn't do anything. Why do you want us to join?
Because not many have even crossed the path of such beings such as those. Not to mention survived one. What do you think Nori was trying to become? Did you not engage with her in combat?
I didn't.
I did.
From your own words, your goals seem to align with what the Varia is all about. You would have allies, peoples to help across the world.
What do you want from us?
Nothing much yet. We'd like, of course, to join us. If you choose not to join us, then we would ask that you keep everything you've seen here secret, but we too are looking for allies. We are a widespread but small organization. Your teacher, Isadora, while not an official member, has worked with us in the past. And I believe you've met my Coldrune counterpart already. Release.
Berlise is one of you?
Yes, he is the me of Coldrune, if you will.
That explains it.
Leader of the Varia in that area.
And what happens to us if we don't join and we don't keep our mouths shut? Say you know who my family is.
She smiles. Kadima, I think there's no one here that I would count unintelligent. If you left and spread word to your family, for instance, then of course we would have to retaliate is such an ugly word, but
I do not think you would get very far.
We'd have to ensure the safety of ourselves. We are battling against what some would consider the very world itself. We need every advantage we can get, and every disadvantage needs to be mitigated. I won't lie to you and say that we'll let you live your life if you were to go share what you've seen here and what you've heard here. I don't think you're that naive to believe so.
No, I'm just being careful. I've been burned by bigger organizations before.
That is indeed one of the questions of the hour. Where do your alliances lie?
With the people of Velostia.
Then
With
we are
him?
not-
With him. That plant. That cockroach.
Yeah.
This Gith Yankee. And the one who's indisposed tonight.
Good answer, but if your loyalties are tested, if your father or grandfather calls upon you, you'd be trusted to not turn towards what you know, what you grew up in.
I've been looking for a reason to depose my father of his seat.
We are not our families.
No. My grandfather was a good man, though. You know this.
Your grandfather is, at his core, a good man, but sits upon a seat that hosts some of the most evil that exists in this world. At
Few
some
good apples
point-
and all that.
Yes. At some point you needed to go against your family. Even your grandfather. Is that something you're able to do?
I think if the roles were reversed, he would do the same.
Your previous answer was a good answer. This, an excellent answer. So,
And Kadima's shoulders are gonna relax a little bit. His fists are gonna unball. He was testing, pushing buttons.
So, you've heard my offer. If you were to enlist, Gevrax can tell you, not only would you have allies in your fight to come, we could share information with you that you may not have. We can share resources. We can help you in whatever ways we can, just as you would be helping us in whatever ways you can. There's no necessity to stop whatever you guys may have been planning. It sounds like your goal is to punch gods. So is ours. You can continue as you were, go about your businesses, whatever they may be, with help, if you so need it. We have allies in every nation. We have powerful friends. We want everyone we can get. There are very, again, few people at your levels of capability that are not already in the coalition's grasp. Strong allies with our same goal are hard to find.
I'm interested in partnership, not membership or enlistment.
I'm with Eldon.
Understandable. We have many among our allies that choose that path. You know, not everyone, especially the people that we want to recruit, aren't usually happy under another's thumb. That comes with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
You have my brother's trust.
Release is a good man. He came highly recommended. We don't typically bring people into our seat of power for our first time meeting. But you have some good people behind you vouching for you.
Release is not somebody that I had heard of before.
He is much younger than you.
He's pretty chill.
Well, if he is Varia, is good people. What of Zatia? Is the seats there still good?
Oh, yes, Zatia is, well, in the recent years, they've become a major player. We are taking strides. We are almost out of the shadows in Zatia.
That is a far stretch since they sent me on my last mission.
That is where you...
That is where I was sent from the last time.
Interesting.
Yes, it is not where I joined initially, but I've been around.
Interesting. I'll have to ask you more about that in detail, but yes, Zatia is... We recently have been able to convince the queen there to exile their assembly member.
So close to the coalition.
That's bold.
It is the other side of Azari, but still, one of the closest nations.
Azari has a long history of standing against the coalition, but we are definitely making great strides there. It's almost our strongest seat of power. Here is, as much as I am loath to admit it, probably our weakest grasp, and they kind of gesture up. The seat, one of the seats of power, is looming overhead.
Understood.
But one of the reasons we are pushing for recruitment so much, so we are in very different times from even the last decimation that I faced, and they kind of like pat their prosthetic leg and like swing it down off of the table and kind of lean forward. We have it on as good information as we can that, well, the gods have never been quite aligned.
We found that out this morning.
Oh, did you?
A little experimentation, but maybe we can trade stories later.
Interesting. Well, from what I hear, what I've been told, during the last decimation, normally the gods, they take 10% of us, which is a brutal number, but sustainable. We don't know why this number is. Some of our scholars think it might be related to the very laws of our reality. But the numbers were done by some of our scholars that in the last decimation, 15% were wiped out. We think that one of the 10, we're not sure which, might be making a move against the rest. Not only that, but we have this Shadow Weaver or this Nixalis, whatever they want to call themselves.
I think it's whatever you prefer. I think they're one and the same.
I agree. But we have this new wild card who seems, while volatile, seems to be pointed towards the same goal as us.
They're not new. They're old.
That is what we have been hearing as well. But we have been around for a long while. And if this Shadow Weaver has been here, this is the first time they are making big moves, as they have been.
Since the 10.
Since the 10. So, we think if we play our cards right, and we can aim this Nixalis towards a goal, we might be able to take out one of the 10. We can find out who the other descending god is. We might have a real shot at doing some real damage to the Pantheon.
Taking out one would upset the balance. It's a good step.
It might also make a power vacuum for something else that we don't want in that place.
That is also a good point.
Cut off one head.
Maybe we need to cut them all off at the same time. But that is a much, much bigger task.
It is. But, yes, if you all agree, gain power, whatever ways you all deem, our goal would be to have whatever plans we can muster, whatever strike we can make. We need people that are powerful enough and savvy enough to be on the front line, the arrowhead of that strike. Now we have those of like Nivas and Isadora, but Nivas will tell you and myself will tell you that you need more than that when facing the avatar of a god. For now, though, we extend our invitation. We would gladly welcome a partnership. And feel free, think it over for the evening. You're free to stay here.
There's nothing to think. If you can make me stronger and strong enough to get to my goals, then I will help.
I agree.
I think that there's a good bit to think on.
Okay.
I'm not saying that
your position is understandable, but I'm saying for my position,
yeah,
that is where I'm sitting.
Take the evening. If you all come to a consensus in the morning, I do have a proposition of a job for you all that may serve the purpose of, I don't want to say test, you've all proven yourselves quite capable, but
initiate.
What's the job proposition?
I'll wait for you all to agree. For now, I'll have someone show you to your rooms. You all can have your show of the place. We have concessions and any condiments. we have
condiments. Anything? Snacks, drinks, condoms.
We have concessions, food, drink,
Why
whatever
do we
you
need
may
condoms?
need.
You might not need condoms.
Please make yourself welcome. Yes, Cassandra, can you come here? And she turns around and snaps her fingers. From one of the doorways, a woman walks out, this elven woman with short black hair, long, the elven ears, dressed in nice fineries, and kind of walks up, bows to Veneranda, and then looks up, makes eye contact with Eldon. And all of a sudden, Eldon, you flash back this person, you flash back to the traveling troupe, and you see Cassandra drunk in your tent telling you about her experience with the decimation. You flash back farther to a place you've never been. You see Cassandra on the streets of Bredden, running down the streets, these shadowy monsters chasing after her as she pulls her younger brother behind her. You see one of these monsters grab him by the leg and tear him free of her hands as she runs and runs and runs. You flash again and you see her coming to the massive church in the center of town, and you see her banging against this black starry shield, and from her perspective you just see the vision of Malik staring out the window into her eyes. And that's where we'll end our session.
Holy fuck, dude.
These visions are rough.
Dropping some bangers at the end of the episode.
Next episode, Eldon's going back to Bard.
Fuck this witch shit. If you want to hear more about how we and our characters are feeling, check out What's in the Box, where we decompress from the events of the episode. This has been an NCCEC production. Now that the episode is done, are you saying to yourself, man, that Casey guy sure can run a game. I'd love to have him GM for me. Then you're in luck! Our Dungeon Master, Casey Gibson, offers virtual and in-person therapeutic gaming groups. So if you're in the Raleigh area and want to see the magic in person while rolling some clicky-clack math rocks, or want to sit in on the comfort of your own home and be blanketed in his narrative and therapeutic storytelling, then head over to NCCEC.com to sign up for any of his groups that feel right for you. Check out his Instagram at GameMaster.Casey for more information. We'll see you in the next misadventure.